Yes, you're welcome to one of your most favorite shows on our platform here. It's the Roundtable, and my name is Shegun Odwanyo. What do we do on the Roundtable? We discuss topical issues in our polity, issues that are eating up the polity, issues that are grabbing the headlines across the country. And of course, the presenter never ever does this alone. I have two flank members here with me, and together we'll be dissecting the issues disturbing the 200 million Nigerians. Well, no census in the recent years, but that is the approximate that we are using, the 200 million Nigerian people. To my left is Daniel Anyotoye, man on suit. To my right is Hamid Fateh, the man who is ever ready to discuss one of these topics is actually eating him up in the heart. And behind the camera, on social media, everywhere, he has been talking about it, and you will have the opportunity to discuss the topic this wonderful day. Good afternoon to you guys. Good afternoon, Daniel.
Good afternoon. I hope one of these days you will look for the certificate to give to me as the man on suit. Okay.
Hopefully. Yeah, we'll get it. Hamid Fateh, good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Shegun.
All right, very quickly, let's hit the ground running. The president came in 2023, May the 29th, and he promised to hit the ground running. Running, indeed, we are 1,025 Naira to $1. Never ever have we gotten to this level in the history of this country. Prof, what is going on? Prof is his nickname, really. What is going on?
It's really a sad issue, really. We never thought we would even get to this level. Every one of us believed that this is a renewed hope, and we had.
You believed?
Of course, yes.
He believed, not everyone.
Right. Of course, you won't tell me that there's nobody that does not have hope in Nigeria. Everybody at one point or the other has hope. We still have hope, no matter what. The day you become hopeless, then the life is gone. And that's the reality. You see, yes, we never expected that we'd get to this point, really. But, of course, this is the situation. Yes, the president took that mindset, okay, the decision, which, of course, for me, I mentioned it some time ago, that it was a decision that was taken in haste. No cabinet
decisions, exactly.
Removal of the subsidy. No cabinet member was ready to at that time.
No, we are talking about the Naira.
Yes, because that is where that is the starting point to the predicament we have currently. Okay,
but some persons think that in as much as that is also one of the reasons why we are where we are, some persons also feel that the fact that there was removal of subsidy on the dollar, which used to be in the former government and even in the past, was the major reason why we are where we are.
Yes, of course. That is one of the effects. And really, for me, I think the government needs to just do more, because we are going to a point where it's a sorry state.
Daniel Anyotoye, this is October.
Yes.
We have not gotten to November or December.
Which is the peak period, really. The peak period.
Are we, let me give this question over to Hamid Fateh. Hamid Fateh, are we going to end 2023 with 2,000 Naira to $1? Is that where we are headed?
Sincerely, it is really sad. However, over here on Roundtable, some weeks back, we said that, are we really floating the Naira? Is it not that somehow, somewhere, we are trying to, what's it called?
Checkmate.
To checkmate and ensure that the price is still regulated, right? So, just like I was, this man said when I spoke to him, the CEO of one big company in Nigeria, in a recent interview on The Punch. So the man said that the billionaire rather said that I should not use man for a billionaire. He said, let the Naira be truly floated, and if the original price of Naira is 1,002, or if it is 1,005, or if it is 2,000, let us know that this is the actual worth of our currency.
But
so when we know,
it looks like it's causing
that,
chaos now.
Yes, well, he said when we now know that this is the actual value of our currency, we know, okay, this is in a real dilapidated situation, then we are now going to start working on ensuring that the Naira is strong, using other means, not fuel now. We have a lot of exports, produce that we can work on in the country that we need to strengthen. We have a lot of things that we can work on. Go back to our agriculture. A lot of export produce from agriculture. Rubber is there, cocoa is there, cucumber is there, and whole lot of that. We can look at our steel too. I mean, Ajaokuta is there. A lot of these things are places, things we can work on, because we can't say that, okay, we want to use fuel alone to ensure that the price of Naira is, what's it called, Naira gains value.
Yeah.
You understand? So there are other things too that comes into play. If you look at the times when Nigeria currency was one of the best currencies in the world, of course we were not born at the time, right? But we would see that at the time it was even agriculture that was sustaining us. But we discovered fuel and we forgot our roots. And even Yorubas, they would say that ọmọ tó bá gbàgbé odò tó bá gbàgbé orísun ni yóò gbẹ láì nípa ni. That means that a river that forgot its source would dry up without traces. That's what the Yorubas say. So what we are saying now is that let's go back to what's it called, the round table. Let's go back to the basics. What are the things that strengthen our currency when we built this country, when this country came into existence? We have agriculture there. We've forgotten it. Our cocoa is there. Cocoa farmers, you talk to them, they will tell you that cocoa is not what it was in the past. Look at what our palm is. We have palm. In fact, from different what's it called, sources, we've heard that Nigeria gave palm to Malaysia. Malaysia today is one of the what's it called, biggest exporters of palm oil in the world. So, and we that gave this thing to them, we are suffering. So what we are saying now is, let us go back to the basics. Go and look at those things that are the most important to us as a country. Let us work on them, strengthen them, and push them out there.
Still on this topic now, Daniel Anyotoye, what country floats their currency without importation? Exportation. Who does that?
Who does that?
What miracle? Okay, what exactly was this government thinking when they decided to float the Naira without us becoming exporting kings?
You see, he has also mentioned it. Say, one thing is that some decisions that we made as a country, I'm not the spokesman for the government, really, but the reality still remains that a lot of decisions that have been made in recent time about the economy are not decisions that really impacted us positively. So I think the best thing for the government to do at this point in time is to go back to the drawing board, okay, and say, yes, we have missed it on this part. Because if we are not careful, we are now in 1,000 Naira to
1,025 Naira to
a dollar. 1,025 Naira to a dollar. We are still in this position. If we are not careful between now and December, we'll go to 2,000, like we already mentioned. So the government need to go back. The federal government, the Tinubu-led presidency, federal government need to go back to the drawing board and say, yes, we have missed it on these decisions. We have made these decisions. This is not working the way we are supposed to. And I believe as at now, the economic team of the federal government should have settled down and know what to do from their profile, from their records. They are men
I was about going into
reputable.
that now. Very, very quickly now, Amid. During the electioneering period, during the campaign period, he wasn't the president then, candidate of the APC, president candidate of the APC, Mr. Bola Ahmed Tinubu, described the current CBN governor now as Headmaster Cardozo. Another egghead, Mr. Wale Edun, is on board as Minister of Finance and Coordinating Minister of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. Mr. Cardozo, who was then Headmaster Cardozo, is now in charge of the Central Bank of Nigeria. I know it's still early days, but it's not early days on the path of Nigerians. Nigerians are feeling the pinch. It's the level of suffering can no longer be explained, and it keeps getting worse. Are we in a chaos that we do not know the solution to? Because many times Minister Wale Edun has come out to say that speculation is what is causing the dollar to rise. Speculation, but turn upon turn, change of policy upon change of policy. As regarding the Naira, it looks like everything is going straight down into the tunnel.
I'm not sure, or I would not say that it is about the personalities of those who have been appointed now. Strongly, if you look at the track record, you realize that these people are actually really competent persons who can make things work. However, we have to tell ourselves too that Nigeria did not just get here at once. We didn't get to the point where our currency is so terrible like the way it is at the moment. It was gradually that it continued to deteriorate till this point. So we cannot expect the Tinubu government to become president in a few months, in a matter of months, and want them to perform miracle for, perform magic for us. It's not possible. We have to understand that these people have, what's it called, met a complete, they met, like you said, chaos. They met it. They met an unbalanced economy. They met an economy that is going down already. When they got there, they are just trying to, what's it called, find their ways around it and ensure that these things is brought back up. So what I would say, like I said the last time, is that, see, I'm not excusing that these people, this situation or these policies they've made are not policies that are making us suffer. I am suffering it. I said it the other day. I am suffering it personally. Yeah. Every one of us here is suffering it. But the point and the basic thing is that, is this suffering something that is going to be an extended one? That's the question you should be asking. Then number two, so it's not about the personality now. Is this suffering something that would yield fruits in some, what's it called, in some years, in some months to come? These are the questions you should be asking. We should not be saying, okay, this thing is not going to, it's giving us a lot of troubles. It is not going the way we want it. No, I don't think that should be our focus at the moment. Our focus should be that, okay, let us give them a benefit of doubt that, okay, these people just got in. Because look at the state of Nigeria. In 2015, when President Buhari became Nigeria's president, that was not what Naira was. In 2019, when Buhari was elected as Nigeria's president, this was not what Naira was. And now, Tinubu is there too. This, of course, was not what he meant. However, he met an already crumbling economy, right? I'm not giving an excuse to him. I have said it earlier that I do not agree with some policies that he made, especially with the way he removed fuel subsidy and especially with the way he floated the Naira. I believe that there should have been some policies in place for people to mitigate the effect of these policies on the masses before their implementation. However, they have been made already, right? And we have to understand that they met a crumbling economy. So because of that, we have to accept that situation that we have as a country, that the situation was not even favorable for their own administration. So what we have at the moment is to ensure that we come together to support the government. We come together.
Very quick. Sorry for cutting you there. I mean, you are really never going to stop. But quickly, from coming together now, to Daniel and Yotoye, what do we tell Nigerians? What does this government tell Nigerians? The Naira, for the reduction, for the floating of the Naira, many persons thought, oh, this is a fantastic idea on paper. But in reality, look at what is happening to our Naira. Companies are being affected. Many persons are being affected by this. Of course, we all know that we work in a dollarized economy because everything we import. That is what we do. We import. We are specialists in importing. We don't export. So it means that we are gradually being affected by every single thing. The suit you wear, everything, your shoes, these are foreign shoes. How many persons, even things that you buy from the guy on the street, is materials, raw materials, are imported. What is the solution to Ahmed on the street, to Prince on the road, to Felix somewhere in Abakaliki, to Yemi in Igbokota? What is the solution right now?
Yes, the solution has already been, we have already seen, we all know what should be done. One of the major things is that we need to patronize our local made products. We need to also be a producing nation. Currently, we operate a mono economy, which is definitely not doesn't have any advantage to us. And it's very important that, of course, those areas, those people that can produce, the government needs to look for a way to support them. Indigenous producers, those that can produce shoes, those that can produce bags, even the agriculture needs to also, because all these things, if we can do this ourselves, we will reduce the level of our importation. The rice that we are importing, if we can have the good quality, the reason why so many people are not patronizing the locally made rice is because of stones. Most of these rice, you see stones, and sometimes it's not clean. Look at the foreign rice, if you compare to what we are producing here, it's different. And even there was a time Buhari said, I think if I could remember, it was eating locally made rice or something like that, and I just laughed, when I heard things like that, because in reality, you can't be eating. Even myself, I'm not eating the locally made rice.
The problem is, farmers themselves have the money to produce what is of good quality? That's the question.
That is why the government needs to support them.
Farmers, I mean, why does our government not come in then?
That is where we are having the problem. Exactly. I believe strongly that there are people that are benefiting or enjoying the situation that we are right now.
It's clear.
So, because if I don't see any reason why any government should say, I'm not going to support the farmers so that they can produce something that we can eat instead of importing. Why can't we support the man in Aba? If you go to Aba, my brother, you'll be amazed what they are producing there. Those guys can fake human beings if you allow them.
I won't agree with that. I think I will agree more that these guys have a lot of
they can build anything. They can build anything. They can build bag. They can duplicate anything duplicatable. So why not now support them? Give them that capacity in there to be able to produce more of these things in Abia State there. And we have a lot of these around the country. We have in the southwest. We have those producing gari somewhere around there, and you see them producing these things. Why not pump money, support them, let them do these things in the local industry? So it's very important.
All right, very quickly. Of course, we are just moving out of the topic, the Naira that has further plunged from. It has been moving around, dancing around, and finally we are dancing to something around 1,025 Naira to $1. Of course, remember that never ever have we gotten to this level in the history of Nigeria, as much as I recall and as much as I've read. Perhaps it was like that sometimes that wasn't recorded in history. Very quickly, we move to the next topic, petrol subsidy. Of course, remember very well what happened on the 29th of May 2023 when the newly inaugurated president came on air and said fuel subsidy is gone. Remember the crisis the country was immediately thrown in from the 30th of May when fuel suddenly became scarce, even though subsidy had been paid at the time. The marketers to government controversy had been going on many times. The marketers have come back to say the petrol will be increased. Of course, when subsidy is removed, it means the funding of the government is off and market forces will come into play. Buying and selling becomes the king of the market. However, in recent time, we've noticed that there has been an increase of PMS price on the international markets. The level of the international market, that price has gone up. But here in Nigeria, the price has not gone up. You begin to wonder, buying and selling is supposed to be the king when it comes to the economy. How come how come the price of PMS here in Nigeria has not increased? How come we are still paying the same fee that was being paid in the past? Amid Fateh, I'm guessing you have answers to those questions. How come we are still paying the same amount that we paid in the past, despite the fact that there's a rise in PMS price on the international stage?
You know, I said it the other time that when they said, okay, the price of PMS of fuel, let's not say PMS, has gone up. You know, we sell to them. When we sell, we
sell crude to them.
We sell crude to them.
Product.
Yeah, and so the barrels of crude has increased on the international market.
Yeah.
It's supposed to be to our own advantage.
That is if we have refineries.
That is if we have refineries. You understand?
Even
Even now that we don't, we sell at a higher price for them. Means that we get money.
But we buy.
We now buy.
It goes up as well.
We now buy back from them at another outrageous amount of money.
How wise of us.
How wise of us. So again, it tells us that we have to, as a country. I do not see us as a serious country.
We on this matter we are not serious.
Because if we are a serious country, we should be way above what we are today. We have, God has blessed us with a lot of resources.
Now Amid Fateh, the extra that is being paid for us, because on the international stage the price has risen.
Of course.
Locally is the same. Mysteriously, who is paying that money?
No, that's the point. You know, when the president says...
Is subsidy back?
Of course. Subsidy is back. We said it. There were a lot of reports that...
Yes. That millions of dollars was being paid.
Subsidy is back, because if truly it is not back, what we are seeing with the floating of Naira should be the same thing we should be seeing with fuel subsidy.
Yes.
The price of fuel should skyrocket.
Yes.
That is what it should be.
Yes.
But because they do not want to plunge the country into crisis...
chaos.
they decided to pay the money somehow, such that the money would regulate what we currently have as a price, which is the problem.
Quick question to Daniel Anyotoye. Fuel subsidy is gone. Fuel subsidy is gone statement by the president. Is that convincingly, comprehensively, and absolutely a failed policy?
Yes, at a point, of course, you will agree with me that it wasn't Tinubu's administration that removed fuel subsidy. Fuel subsidy has been removed, even suspended, if I will use that word, by the Buhari's administration. They didn't make provision for it even in the budget.
No, the question now, Daniel,
no, it's a reality.
The question I put forward to you is the policy now, removal of fuel subsidy policy, has it failed?
Yes, because if it is not, if it would not be failed, my brother here would have cried more than it is affected. Because the reality is, if it's not failed, you would have been affected more than the way you are right now. In fact, the way you are sitting now, maybe you would have been bouncing better. because the prices of everything would have increased to a very great extent.
Before we have now is astronomical, then it will have risen to the high level.
Yes, Nigeria would have been shut down by now. Nigeria would have, because you can imagine if you are, how much are you buying fuel now? Now imagine if you are buying fuel 1 liter, 1,200 per liter. My brother.
Everything automatically.
So I think the president had to use wisdom to manage foreseen crisis.
So because we are saying that policy has failed.
The policy has failed to save Nigeria.
Amid Fatih, now that the presidency,
this man,
the government, no. I mean, this is the question. Now that policy, now that policy is somersaulting, I feel it has failed, or it is failing.
It is a failed policy.
But now that policy has clearly shown that Nigeria as a country is not ripe for removal of fuel subsidy, and the palliative, we will come back to the palliative system. Now the question is, why don't the government now that they are paying subsidy, or somehow money is being paid on our behalf, why don't they now take it back to what it was before, or even take it to paying 150 naira per litre? After all, that is what the average man on the street, the common man on the street, is enjoying. No, he's enjoying from the government. That's what an average man on the street. That is dividend of democracy for many persons. So why don't they kuku pay in Nigerian parlance, pay it till we get to 150 naira per litre or 100 naira per litre?
Shegun, it is because we have terrible people in government. No. Without the exception of anybody. If you guys are paying an outrageous amount of money, billions in subsidy, why not pay it fully and let people enjoy it? Let people be relieved. See, I used to say something, that one of the major problems that we have in this country is the fact that we have unstable electricity. You see, if the problem of electricity is solved in Nigeria, I had an investigation recently, and I was speaking to an expert in roofing, manufacturing of rooftops, and the man told me that the major challenge that they are having in the industry is the fact that Nigeria does not even have light. Now, that is the same way it cut across all stratas of our Nigeria's economy. Even this petrol that is causing trouble today, if there is light and there is nobody that is buying petrol, let petrol continue to rise now. So the government knows what to do. The only problem is because the government themselves are benefiting from those policies one way or the other. Their friends, their cahoots, they are benefiting from it one way or the other. That is the reason why they have continued to make Nigerians suffer and make it look to us as if they are doing something that is big for us. It's just like what Yorubas would say, that it seems as if someone that is punishing you and is blowing you hair. The person is the one making you suffer. You're having a big bruise on your leg. The person caused that bruise, and the person is still finding that bruise for you.
Now, very quickly, Daniel Anyotoye, now that somehow, miraculously, mysteriously, money is going out from somewhere to be paid on our behalf for petrol to remain at 600. It is crystal clear now that money is being paid. Because if money is not being paid for on our behalf, we will be buying petrol now probably over 1,000 naira. So money is being paid. So why don't they pay it for us and allow us to be buying fuel for 150? After all, that is what many Nigerians are getting from the government.
When they are paying this little one that you are seeing, how many infrastructure have you seen that have been handled by the same government? See, the truth is clear. See, if by the time you allow the government to say, okay, let them reduce, let them cuckoo like your balance, cuckoo pay all the money and make it 175 naira per liter of petrol, right? Good. The reality is that what you will suffer in terms of, or should I say, what other sectors will suffer, will be greater than what we are seeing right now. It means that they will have to use a huge amount of sum to sustain that policy if you are going to 175 naira per liter of fuel. So the little that they have done now is like, okay, saying, hello, Nigerians, pay 50%. Let's pay this social percent. So, of course, to be able to meet at a midpoint. So, I believe that's what the government is doing. However, we have to still understand the fact that this policy is to help us to ensure that we don't get into that point. You know, Nigerians, like Yoruba, let me just use Yoruba, meaning they can spoil things if we get to that point where you begin to see situation where somebody cannot even eat 1 square meal per day. Now, at least some people can still eat 1 square meal or 2 square meal per day. But if you get to a point where people cannot even eat 1 square meal per day, people will come out on the streets. And the government, I believe, does not want such situation there.
All right, now very quickly, still on this topic, we'll delve into the younger brother of removal of petroleum subsidy, which is palliative. October 1st, many persons were disappointed with what the president came out to say, myself inclusive. It was the same rhetoric from May. CNG buses, farming, seeds. We were basically hearing the same rhetorics we've been hearing from May up until October 1st. I have not seen any CNG buses. The palliatives that I have been hearing, we have been seeing what we have been seeing online. Distributions in this place. I think the only ones that I think I liked was what happened in Borno with Governor Zulum. Other palliative distributions have been chaotic. Talking about the Lagos State government, it's a set of BRT. Reduction half price of BRT buses. I think that one I've seen, I've been a part of, and I've had. Even the fact that the governor of Lagos State said that for nursing mothers, pregnant women, somebody here in our organization did a story that persons, pregnant women, nursing mothers still go to the hospitals and they pay. There's a story to that effect. Somebody on our health-wise desk did that story. The person even went it was an investigative story, a fantastic story. Do you understand me? So that itself has shown that policy has also failed because people are making payments with evidence. I wish I have the link to that story. I will have made mention of it right now, but you can check it out. Done by somebody, a fantastic reporter on our health-wise desk. So the palliatives are nowhere to be found. 6 or 7 months after the new administration. Now I'll come to you now, Hamid Fatih. What is happening to our palliatives that are supposed to act as succor for the increments in fuel prices?
You see, I've continued to say it that the most important part of our government that we should focus much more on is our local government.
And the local did they even get these monies?
That's what I'm saying.
This palliative, did it get down to them?
That there should not be a middleman between the federal and local government. Let the state government rest. If the state government wants to do anything in terms of palliatives to the people, let them do it in their own capacity. But when we are talking about palliatives that is coming from the federal government, let it go straight to the local government. However, we are in a country where we don't even have local government chairman.
So
we're in a country where
many people just appoint.
They were acting so, and the federal government will not do that. The federal government will not have to go through the state. So let our local governments be structured properly, appropriately. When we have a working local government in Nigeria, there would be relief to the masses because they are the closest to the people. Local governments ask people who are councillors. The councillors are those who knows people in respective wards in areas. They are the ones who know people who are suffering. Those are the people that monies palliative should go to. And trust me, it is not that the federal government do not know what is right, but because this is politics and there is always an interest to satisfy, that is the reason why we are in this state that we have. So the most important thing is that if we want our palliative system to work, we have to ensure that we have a structured local government local government in our state, local government system in our state. So when we have a structured one, then the palliatives will be able to go to the right persons. They are the ones who know Yalamidi that has not eaten. They are the ones who know an old woman of 80 years that is selling kerosene.
Very quickly now, Daniel Anyotoye, our palliatives, where are they? 6 months after, I don't know what you are saying, but I know you have done many stories. I know how far you've gone. Same, I can speak for Ahmed Fateh as well. I can speak for myself because we are on the street every day with our people, Nigerian people. Who are these people receiving the palliatives? Where are the palliatives? You will see people sharing 1 cup of rice and you'll be wondering, this cannot be what President Tinubu said they should give to the people. Where are the bags of rice? What are we having? The reason for the palliative, I will repeat, is that, okay, we are asking people to pay too much. Okay, take this to ameliorate your sufferings. So where is the amelioration? Where are the palliatives?
In fact, it's so sad because recently I saw a video that has gone viral of one LCDA in one of the local governments in Ogo State. Okay, the chairperson, I think the person heading the LCDA, came out in a video with one small, should I say, 500 kg, or what do I call it, and said this is the rice that was given to him, small bag, to share to his LCDA, about 20 houses, 1 bag. And the man said, how come? How is he going to start the sharing? Is he one spoon that's going to share? The same rice that the federal government, President Tinubu, sent to them, they gave 1 bag in Ogun State to share. Now, when I saw that video, I just wept. I said, this is rubbish. Now, the problem we have is that, as Nigerians, I think we really need to come and begin to think about ourselves and change our mindset and attitude as a people. Because if we don't change our attitude, we will never attain the altitude we desire. And that's just the truth. Because the place we are going as a people, if we don't change that thinking faculty of myself, me alone, then selfish interest, then we are not going anywhere in this country. Because it is crystal clear, how can they send palliative to a local government and it goes through the state government and the state governor or whosoever is in charge in the state will not distribute it to the people as expected? We know the people in this local government. You know the number of people you have in your state. You know the number of local government. The person in charge knows the register, the social register that he has for that local government. So why will the people in that local government not get what they deserve as a palliative?
Ahmed Fateh, as a palliative
it's so sad.
System now, the palliative reward, it's supposed to be a reward. It's supposed to be a compensation. As the palliative compensation system failed.
Of course it has failed. Over
Dangerously.
Dangerously. Look at what happened with COVID. Even till 2023, they are still looting COVID palliatives. That was in Adamawa State, if I can remember. Just a few weeks ago. I'm not sure it's up to 5 weeks, 7 weeks. Palliatives of COVID. 2020, 2019, COVID-19 was looted in Adamawa State in 2023.
So who is in charge?
So
not the governor?
It has shown over time that that system in Nigeria cannot work because these things are going to people who are selfish, people who are self-centered, people who only they only matter to themselves. The masses do not matter to them. They are the ones who are in charge of these things. So it is a failed system in Nigeria.
All right. Fuel subsidy gone. Increment in petrol buyings. Palliative system failing or failed. Now, the last one. The solution, the entire solution to this crisis is the repair of our refinery. President Tinubu has said that by December, President Tinubu's government has said that by December, 65% of the largest refinery, state-owned refinery in Nigeria, which is in Port Harcourt, will work. That is December. December is only days away. Ex-President Olusegun Obasanjo came out to say he had meetings in the past and they said it will not work. Will our refineries work on millions and millions of dollars have been put into that? Remember Mr. Taiwo Edele, serving currently with the government, came out to say that it's best that we sell and no, we do not have, and allow private hands take care of it. What's the solution?
Yes, the solution is, as the president has promised, that his government will ensure that the refinery works by December. Of course, they should ensure that that promise is kept. And we Nigerians, we are expecting, I will say we Nigerians, because I'm also part of those that is expecting that the next time I'm going to enter into a new year, I should be able to enter into a new year driving my car peacefully with my fuel. And my pocket still safe, not spending everything I have on fuel. So it's very important that the president ensure that the promise is kept, because we are all waiting.
There is no way the president will keep that promise.
Okay, you are saying there will be no working refinery in Port Harcourt in December?
Except we want to deceive ourselves.
So you are saying it will not work?
The best way to manage our refinery situation in Nigeria is to privatize it. Go and look at it. Go and look at the promises of many presidents of yesteryears. They've always kept made this promise, and it was never kept.
So you are
and there is nothing that will be different to Bola Tinubu as well.
So you are saying by December we are not going to see.
There is nothing that would happen.
The things that we have privatized, what have we gotten from them?
Nothing.
The ones we have privatized.
What are the things that you privatized?
What have we got?
Start mentioning
The so-called electricity that is not part of the.
Beautiful.
Now, tell me if electricity in Nigeria today was the same with some years ago.
We have one more topic to go. It's getting heated in here. It's most likely getting heated out there too. I mean, arguments, counters, for, against, as the case may be. Very quickly now, we are going to talk about one thing that does not directly touch Nigerians, but somehow the controversy it has caused to humanity is definitely touching Nigeria. We will not leave this studio without quickly, in the few minutes that we have, talk about the Israel and Palestine imbroglio, the crisis, the chaos, the controversy, the catastrophe, the death of the many hundreds of persons in these countries. Of course, we all know how it has been from time past. Israel have always had issues with Palestine, Gaza, Hamas, the controversy, the killing. This time around, it was Palestine. It was actually Hamas that did launch the attack on Israel, and I think Israel didn't see this coming. It was a real bloody affair, and the response from Israel is terrible. You know what is funny to me? The Prime Minister of Israel's children or family members or relatives, I doubt they are affected. Innocent Israelis, innocent Palestinians, ordinary people on the street on both quarters are losing their children, losing their kids, losing their lives. I have watched numerous videos. And
Hamas have claimed that they have abducted a high number of people, of course.
What is the job of the UN? When will this thing end?
And the issue has been been there for a very long time. So, and there have been series of efforts to ensure that these issues is cleared. There had been several settlement plans and all that. Of course, the main reason we all know is that Palestinians want their own states. And there was a provision that they should have a two-states model where they will have the Palestinian and Israel states. But of course, Hamas, which is a kind of a militant group like we have, of course, in Nigeria, we also have a section of that, said no, they want theirs, that Gaza should be, Israel should leave Gaza. And of course, remember the issue of the Jerusalem as well is also part of it.
All right, very quickly, in 1 minute, Hamid Fateh, very quickly analyze these issues before we call it a day.
This problem has been in existence since 1948, when the United Nations splitted the states.
I think it was 45.
No, it was 47, but when UN officially
gave them
splitted the lands was in 1948. And when these lands were splitted, Israel was given their portion of lands. Palestine was given their portion of land. So when they gave them this land, they disagreed that no, this land that you gave us, we are not accepting it. You understand? Now, when they said they did not accept that, Israel waged a war against Palestine and accumulated 33% of Palestinian land that year. Now, for years, from that year till now, Israel has continued to launch unnecessary attacks on the lives of Palestinians and killing them without any form of response. Because they are more powerful than them.
I'll disagree that.
No.
Because it
yes.
has been a counter.
My form of response here, you will not you cannot compare the harms.
One hand is bigger
exactly.
than the other.
One arm is bigger than the other.
Yes, I think
Israel has continually violated the rights of Palestinians. Number one, by illegally occupying their lands for years. And now, imagine a child that was born in the year 2000. The child today is 23 years old.
Yeah,
the child grew up with their father killed in their presence by Israelis bomb. But with their sisters slaughtered on the streets. When they are praying in a church or in a mosque, attacks were launched on them. I had a friend who went on a pilgrimage to Palestine. She's a Christian, Tolu, about 2 years ago. It was luck that did not allow her to die. She was in a mix of one of the attacks and she almost lost her life. This is what we are saying. What we are saying is that let Israel stick to the United Nations agreement and let the state of Palestine own their lands and let the state of Israel own their lands, so there will be peace.
Beautiful.
Even the United Nations is not that.
Beautiful
their position is not
from the guys right there in the studio. Unfortunately, when anything is time bound, you know that it doesn't take time before it tickles very, very fast. And we've come to the end of this beautiful episode of the Round Table. Like I said earlier when I was introducing my guests, some of the very, very best eggheads, intelligent, intellectual persons you see discussing topical matters as it affects Nigeria, our polity, and with this particular episode, humanity in general. Fateh Ami to my right, Daniel and Nyotoye to my left. Wonderful, wonderful men analyzing with me here. Of course, behind the scenes, the guys have been pressing the right buttons, whispering the right things, and changing the right shots and angles. Produced for us today has been Olalekan Olabode. Sulaimon Adeni is in the house, and of course, Lekon. Yes, Lekon Adetuji is also in the house. My name is Shegun Odua. I was saying, have yourselves a fantastic Thursday. And as we introduce the weekend tomorrow, may we not be weekend by the weekend. Have a great weekend.